Welcome once again to Relationships at Work, a leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. I am, as always, your host, Russel Lolacher, a communications and leadership expert with a couple of successful decades in those areas. Whole heap of curiosity, too, just like you, on how we can make the workplace a better place. This week's mini episode, they're short, they're sweet, they're just little ways to help you shift your mindset for the week ahead. It's about employee retention. And I've had a bit of success with employee retention. And I wanted to talk about an example of what that looks like, how that shows up. For employees to stick around, what do you have to do as a leader? And this has a holiday theme to it because it's almost the holidays. So this makes a lot of sense. So I'm talking about employee retention, and I'm talking about the power of a Christmas table. One of the biggest, greatest achievements I am most proud of in my career is leading an incredible, amazing, phenomenal team. I have a thesaurus. Spectacular team, and keeping them together for nearly 12 years. A decade plus. We had one of the highest, if not the highest, retention rate across the entire organization. And it's a decent sized organization. I won't lie about that. But the thing is, what always frustrated me, what always pissed me off, was when others heard about this, when others talked about it, and I mean at the executive level or director level, senior leader sort of level, it was called a unicorn or something special. That broke my heart because comments like that diminish the incredible amount of effort by the team, by myself, into making it a success, into making this even achievable. So calling it a unicorn is like, oh, this could never happen anywhere else. It would never happen normally. Why not? Why label it a unicorn like it's this mythological beast that should never be modeled, that should never be researched, looked into? It was treated like some anomaly, like it was an excuse for people not to do the work to model that kind of stuff. It was so frustrating. I want to share an example of what went into achieving this level of retention, and it involves a Christmas table. Yep, you heard that right, a Christmas table. Every team in the branch that I was in were tasked with decorating a standard folding table. This was one of those holiday things that a bunch of teams get together and show that they're, engaged, interested, connected, look at us celebrate the holidays kind of thing. So what we had to do was we had to decorate a folding table with some holiday theme as part of this larger Christmas season initiative thing. The goal, as far as I understood it, was to bring teams together to celebrate their accomplishments and set sort of a positive tone for the year ahead. My team hated the idea. Hated it. While other teams were fully embracing this holiday cheer, my team had zero interest in this seasonal conformity. They wanted to do their own thing. Now, I sensed their resistance, their body language, some of the very succinct, terse words that were used. So I asked them what they would do, since we had to participate anyway, right? Their idea? Grinch it. Their plan was to cover the table with as much bah humbug, screw this joy thing imagery, and then top it all off with some minimalistic Charlie Brown tree, like a twig with a single bulb on the end of it. I encouraged the hell out of it. I was like, this is you. This is what you want. This is how you want to show up. Do it. Like, oh yeah, like lean in. Would it be different than everybody else's? Absolutely. Would it probably irritate my boss? Probably. Would it cause any harm to let this team stay true to themselves? Absolutely not. None. So that's exactly what we did. We did lose one team member to another table. She did have that holiday spirit. She respected that the team's decision wanted to go in this direction, but she still wanted to express her holiday cheer. And we fully supported her. And there were no hard feelings, not at all, zip zilch. Even if she was moonlighting with another group, it was, no ill will whatsoever. You do you, we're going to do us, but we're still very much part of a team. So allowing the team to showcase their creativity and think outside the box while listening to their preferences and leading them as they were, not as others wanted them to be, well, it was kind of an example of what it takes to keep them happy, to keep them engaged, to keep them successful, innovative, and productive for so long. So I want to propose a question, as I do with all these mini episodes. How do you create space for your team to stay true to their values, even if it challenges tradition? First, what I would recommend, and what I did here, was listen actively. We can't support what we don't know, so we have to lean in and hear what they want, they need. Create opportunities for open dialogue where team members feel safe sharing these opinions. They knew that they could walk up to me and go, I don't want to do that, but I want to do this, and I'm just as excited by doing this, and I will not be excited about doing that. And it still fit within the framework of what we were trying to do. They felt so safe. You want to talk psychological safety? This was psychological safety. Even if those ideas challenge the norm, they should be welcomed. Second, we need to empower some decision making. Once we collectively decide how to approach things, like this table, own it. Absolutely own it. And me as their leader, I took all the accountability. I'm sure others were peeved that we did this and we went in our own direction. And I know they were peeved because they told me as such. But that's okay. We're not changing. We're not going to, alleviate their concerns and their worries. We weren't hurting anybody. This wasn't a business decision. It was a culture decision. It was a team decision. This aligned with our values. It backed their intent and their ideas, even when it broke with tradition. And last, you have to model respect for individuality. It was equally important to support the team member who wanted to express herself differently. Remember, she moonlit and went to another table. We supported her because we wanted to show that diverse approaches are valued by respecting and celebrating those differences. And we couldn't say we want to do something different and then be peeved off that she went somewhere else. No, everybody did their thing. Everybody was supported by how they did those things, right? So we would have been hypocrites if we turned around to that one team member and say, you can't be different than us, when we're actively being different than everybody else. So we have to celebrate. We have to respect differences, whether they conform to the larger intent or they go against it. And that was a key part to it too, is respectful. We didn't poo-poo everybody else's table at all. We wanted them to be themselves because we wanted to be ourselves. So that was sort of the feeling that we wanted to exude. So if anything, know your team, know them individually, and understand the environment in which you work. Only with knowledge like this can we make the right decisions to support, value, and encourage them to be themselves, even in a group setting like this or behind closed doors. Now, insert some joke about hearts growing 3 sizes bigger, grinching it, and so forth. But I just wanted to provide a little holiday cheer on how we as leaders can show that we support our teams and let them be themselves. And that's the kind of environments that employees want to stay in and thrive in. And that will do it for yet another episode of Relationships at Work, a leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. I'm your host, Russel Lolacher. As always, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. But if anything, hopefully you're enjoying the holidays, however that looks like for you and your family. I hope you enjoy it and at least get some time to relax and not burn out so much. We get burnt out so easily from work, but you know what? We also get really burnt out around the holidays just with all the things and the activities we feel pressured to do. So a little self-care, please. A little self-care. Take care of yourself.